Built back in 1851, this is the oldest bar in Florida. For the first 25 years, this was not only just a bar, but also an ice house and the city morgue. A good place to go for a stiff drink. I'm waiting. Oh, boy, you guys are hard. Good thing I'm not a comedian. Right behind me, directly above that bar, you'll see a very large tree. Does everybody see that tree? Yeah. That tree grows straight out of that bar. Huh. If you remember earlier, I took you to the place of the gallows. Well, before they had gallows here in Key West, they used trees. The tree that stands before you was the very last stop in town for murderers and pirates alike.
It's a lynching tree.
One of those murderers, she's still hanging around. We call her the Lady in Blue. The Lady in Blue decided she needed to kill her husband and her son. She chopped them up with an axe. I guess to move their bodies a little easier. Key West is a very close-knit community. They weren't going to stand for any cold-blooded killer. So they formed a lynch mob. They went to her house. They drug her from her bed. All she was wearing was a blue nightgown. They marched her right down this street, straight to that hanging tree. They put that noose around her neck and they hung her. Is everybody here familiar with the noose? The big thick knot that runs up that rope? That knot is intended to snap your neck when you fall, make you die instantly. Her neck did not snap, she died of strangulation. And they say as she hung there and the life drained from her body, her face turned the same shade of blue as her nightgown. The Lady in Blue. The Lady in Blue is the most seen and felt ghost in all of Key West. Especially for you ladies, just go in a ladies' room. She will tell you to get out. You will feel her presence, I guarantee it. Now, Captain Tony, may he rest in peace. He just died not too long ago. He was 92. What a great man. But he lived upstairs. And he would hear the old iron entrance gates rattle about. Every time he said he would come down and check it out, there was nobody there. So one night he decided to hide behind a tree. He heard those gates rattle. When he peeked from around that tree, what he said was he saw a transparent blue lady walking directly towards him. He said she walked straight through the tree, straight through him, and out the back of the bar. Now, Captain Tony, if anybody knew him, he was known to tell a tale or two. There are many stories of the Lady in Blue. The one I tell, kind of personal. A couple people I knew. Boyfriend and girlfriend. He was the manager there at Captain Tony's. She would keep him company at night when he closed up. Well, one night he walks upstairs to drop the night's receipts into the safe when she saw the ladies' room door open and close and the light come on. She didn't really think nothing of it. She thought her boyfriend went inside to check if it was clean or whatnot. Well, no sooner did the door close, she said her boyfriend was coming back down the stairs. Well, she said to him, "You just went into the ladies' room, how can you be back upstairs?" He said, "I didn't go into the ladies' room." Of course, somebody had. The light was on. They walked over there. That door was not locked. They could not open it. He finally said to call the police. As soon as he said that, that door opened up on its own. A cold chill blew across them both, and she did not keep him company when he closed up at night any longer. I couldn't blame her. Now, if you look directly behind me, you're going to see the haunted pool room. Yes, indeed. Very haunted. If you walk inside that pool room, the very first thing you're going to see on the floor is a tombstone. A lady named Elvira. That was not her real name. That was an old cistern back then. There was a lady in there. They didn't know who it was. They filled that cistern up with concrete. They put that tombstone on there. They named her Elvira. The very next thing you're going to see is a 2-foot-high stone wall that surrounds that pool room. Inside that stone wall, you're going to see bottles. If you remember earlier, I told you this was also the city morgue. What I did not tell you was a hurricane came through town and washed all those bodies right out into this street. There were 16 bodies in all. mud, water, decay. They couldn't tell who was who. What they did was they buried those 16 bodies inside that stone wall. The bottles you see were filled with holy water. They thought would protect the dead from the evil spirits. If you go into that pool room, it is definitely haunted. You will feel cold chills. You will see pool balls moving around on their own. But then again, some people blame lousy pool games and spilled drinks on a ghost. I'll leave that up to you. Captain